Hi there. This is our lesson 134, and in this lesson I will show you how to conjugate the present continuous in Spanish. Present continuous in Spanish is called Participio Presente or Gerundio, right? Actually, the word Gerundio means the conjugation of the verb with the ending. Actually, as you can see, the ending in English is ing, right? For example, going, eating, right? In Spanish, the ending can be ando for the group of verbs that end in ar, or endo for the other verbs, okay? So we will see that. I'll show you briefly all the verbs that we will learn how to conjugate in Spanish, okay? I was missing one there. In total, we will learn how to conjugate 22 verbs. I will show you how to conjugate all the regular verbs of the three different groups of verbs in Spanish into these 22 different verbal tenses. So let's begin conjugating present continuous with the verbs that end in AR. This is the first group of verbs, the first and the biggest of the three groups. And this group also is the one that has less irregular verbs, okay? So it has very few irregular verbs, while the third group is the one that has more irregular verbs. As an example, let's take the verb hablar. It's a perfect example of a verb of this group. Hablar means to speak. Example, yo estoy hablando. I am speaking. Okay? Estoy is the verb estar, conjugation of the verb estar. And literally it means am, right? I am speaking. You can see that the ending ando corresponds to the ending ing from speaking, okay? The first four letters of the verb hablar correspond to the root. The root of the verb is what remains once we have stripped out the last two letters that indicate the group the verb belongs to. We will be using the auxiliary verb estar that corresponds to the verb to be in English, right? Let's begin with the first person of the singular. Yo estoy hablando. I am speaking. Tú estás hablando. You are speaking. Él está hablando. He is speaking. Ella está hablando. She is speaking. Usted está hablando. You are speaking. Remember, usted is the formal you. So we use usted when we address somebody that is much older than us or somebody we are not acquainted with. For example, if we go shopping or if we are talking to a customer or a client or to somebody in the street, right? Or if we are talking to a manager or a CEO and somebody that requires that we maintain some respectful distance, okay? Nosotros estamos hablando. Vosotros estáis hablando. Ustedes están hablando. Ellos están hablando. Vosotros and ustedes are synonyms, but remember, vosotros is used in Spain, ustedes is used in Latin America. And see how the conjugation of each one is different, right? Let's continue conjugating the second group of verbs, the verbs that end in er. We'll use as an example the verb comer, that means to eat. Comer, you can see if we strip out the ending, the root of the verb is com. So we will take the root of the verb and we will just add the proper ending for this verbal conjugation. Example, yo estoy comiendo. I am eating. And we are still using the auxiliary verb estar, as in English we use the verb to be. Yo estoy comiendo. Tú estás comiendo. Él está comiendo. Nosotros estamos comiendo. Vosotros estáis comiendo. Ustedes están comiendo. Ellos están comiendo. Now let's end with the third and last group of verbs, the verbs that end in IR or ir. And we will use the verb vivir as an example of a regular verb of this group. Vivir means to live. Example, yo estoy viviendo. I am living. We are still using auxiliary verb estar. Yo estoy viviendo. Tú estás viviendo. Él está viviendo. Nosotros estamos viviendo. Vosotros estáis viviendo. Ustedes están viviendo. Ellos están viviendo. See how in English, while in English we have the ending ing for the present continuous, in Spanish, since we have three groups of verbs, we have more than one ending. The first group has the ending ando, right? Like caminando, hablando. And the second and third group of verbs have the ending yendo, as you can see here, viviendo, comiendo. Okay? So remember the two different endings for the present continuous in Spanish. And this is the end of our lesson about present continuous or Participio Presente or Gerundio. And stay posted, keep posted, because I will be uploading more lessons so I can introduce to you all the different verbal conjugations in Spanish. So I will continue with the imperative, and we will end with all the different verbal tenses, like conditional, like subjunctive, and the many different verbal tenses.